Hi everybody, it's Kimberly here. How are y'all doing? Well, it's really hot here. Texas is having another little heat wave. It's supposed to be like I think about 100 today. The next 2 or 3 days it's going to be 100, 101, 102 or 3, something like that. Hopefully this is the last of it. I believe so. Well, this video is going to be the third part series in my biggest fears. And yesterday I've done two, one about the monkeys and the other about the alligators. This one kind of ties in a little bit with the alligators, not with the alligators, but it's about sharks. I really am scared of sharks. And it kind of ties in because of the water thing. I'm not afraid of water. I'm a really good swimmer and I love swimming, but what's in the water, like lakes and rivers or the ocean, I get scared of what's in that, and so I don't swim or water ski or do anything in lakes anymore. I don't. Just scared of them. What's in the water. And the thing about sharks is they just scare me to death. And one time I was in, I think it was by Houston. We're at the beach, and the water's real murky. You can't really see very good at some places in the beach. And me and a friend, we were in the water. We paddled out a little bit. I couldn't touch the bottom, so it was probably about 6 or 7 feet deep. And we were talking. We were just bobbing up and down in the water, and I was starting to get scared because we had seen a huge crab that was probably about 4 feet long. Or, I mean, it was huge. The legs were, it stretched out to be about 4 feet. And there was little bitty jellyfish in the water. And there was a couple of small fish that had swum around us. And there was some more smaller crabs in the water. And so I was like telling my friend, all of a sudden, I was like, I want to go back to shore. I'm scared of sharks. We're going to get bit by a shark. And there had been a couple of shark reports before we had gone there, around the Texas coast. So we went back in because I was scared. And I love watching Shark Week. I don't have cable right now, but at one time when I did watch it, and oh, I love anything that has to do with sharks. I watch it all the time. And all the shark, I look it up on the phone every once in a while. I look up shark videos and stuff like that. And I love the movie Jaws. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. That's just one of the best movies ever. And I'm not sure if in that movie he was talking, the captain of that ship, not Rod Steiger, but the other guy. I can't remember his name, the actor's name, but he was so good in that role. He played that role so good. And he was talking about a shipwreck, and I don't know if he was talking about the USS Indianapolis, the one that, I want to say it was during World War II that it got blowed up. Yeah, it got torpedoed by the Japanese, and those ships have a lot of people. I want to say like 1,000 people. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not too sure, but it had a ton of people on it. And men, all the sailors, and got torpedoed, and they had to float around in the water for several days, and they were bobbing up and down and getting eaten by sharks. And I just can't imagine that. I've read survivor accounts of that incident, and I'm not sure if that's what he was talking about in the video. I can't remember, but that's what I don't know why that just made me remember that, but to me that would be so terrifying. And I did read some of those survivor accounts, and it was just, it just made my heart pound just reading those, or listening to those accounts. And it was be one of my worst nightmares of all time. And I think I've only been, as a baby, I've been around the coast and, kind of walked around the edges of the water, but that was the first time that I was ever like in ocean water, when I floated out there with my friend when we were talking. And I haven't been back, I haven't been that far because I live real far inward And I love the idea of sailing or being on the ocean, but I'm just terrified of falling off the ship or being left behind, like in that movie Open Water. Oh my God, that movie gave me near heart attack. My heart was pounding, in so many parts of that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. I love scary movies that, make my adrenaline go up and everything like that. And movies like that are, to me, they're more realistic and they're more terrifying than any other kind of horror movie. So those scenarios that could be realistic, oh my God, those scare me to death. And I think that one was about a true story, but it wasn't exactly, I think it was rewritten for the movie, but it was somewhat, I think it was written about, I think the real story was about like a father and daughter or something that, I'm not sure if their boat capsized or something like that, and they were never found, but I can't imagine going in one of those shark cages. I kind of sometimes have thought about maybe if I ever got the money I would maybe do that, because I think they're majestic creatures. I just don't want to be in the water with them, and I can't imagine. I'm going to have to turn on this air conditioner. I am sweating like crazy. I know it's a little loud, but it's really hot here today. It says 99 degrees on my temperature gauge, so I don't know if that's, sometimes this gauge is off a little bit, but it's about 2 o'clock right now. It's already, it's really hot out here, so I know it's a little hard to hear sometimes, but hopefully my mic will catch everything. But I would not get in one of those cages because they have the big, huge open hole, like it's so big, and numerous times sharks have gotten in there. I was like, what is the point in that? Why do you put yourself in a cage that has these big gaping holes? I don't understand why that hole is there. It's all, every time I see one of those videos, it's like the upper level, there's like an open area that's just all the way open. And I don't know what that's for, I don't know what the point of that is. And I've seen that video where the huge shark, a great white, jumps in the cage. He swims through that thing, I think. And he jumps in there with the guy, and the people on the boat are like, oh my God, they're looking him, and it's just thrashing around, and you can see a little blood, but it's the shark that cut himself on the side of the cage or something, I guess, and the shark was bleeding. But then he jumps out through the top, and then that guy comes, ooh, he crawls out real fast. And there's so many videos online where people have accidentally fallen in the water, or they're in the water, and there's a shark behind them, and people are like, shark, shark, and they start swimming real fast. Oh my God. And those cliff divers where they dive off into the ocean from, like, in parts of, I don't know, I think there's one video where, I think they're in Mexico, and there's this famous spot where you jump off, and there's sharks down there sometimes. What is the point in that? Oh my God, I can't imagine it. And I love surfing. I love the idea of surfing and how beautiful. I love to watch the videos of them surfing, especially when they go in the wave and it like kind of rolls over them and they come out of the little funnel. I love watching those kind of videos. But seeing that one surfer, I think he was in, I don't know if it's Australia or South Africa. He was waiting for his turn to catch a wave, and the shark came up and just attacked him, and he got away. He fought it off, and I think they picked him up on like a, what do you call those, wave runners or something, whatever. I don't know what they're called. I just couldn't do that. I'm too terrified of sharks to just be in the water. I'd be always constantly like, ugh, I'd be flashing, thrashing around, and I'd attract more sharks. I couldn't, my mind would not be in the right frame of mind. I'm just so terrified. But I do think that when they're making the shark fin suit, the way they cut the fins off of them and throw them back in the ocean is so cruel. It is so horrible. I don't want to say I hate sharks. I fear them so much. But I don't think they should be, eradicated because the ocean is their home. It's theirs, not ours. And for them to be cutting the fins off and dumping them back into the ocean is so cruel and just beyond, it's just, They may be sharks and scary, horrible creatures, but I just found that that's just one of the cruelest things ever. And I guess if there was a cage that was fully enclosed and it was safely, you know, it's not going to come loose from the ship, because there's one video where the cable breaks and it starts floating out in the ocean and they have to go rescue the guy or something, or either he swam to the boat, I can't remember. But I've kind of thought about maybe I would do that, because I admire them for how majestic they are, and they're just part of, you know, nature and beautiful, but they're terrifying to me. I don't know. I've kind of thought about that maybe someday if I ever got in the financial way or ability to go. I would love to go to the ocean again and be on a boat or something like that, but I don't know. The cage would have to be completely enclosed. I don't know. Well, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.